Alright, so the first step that I asked you to do was to create a triangle. So in order to create a triangle, you're going to need 3 vertices. And I'm just giving you just a picture, just an idea so you can see how you could start doing this assignment. Now, my triangle that I'm creating might not look exactly like your triangle. You don't have to put your vertices in the same location as me. I'm just giving you a picture. So this is starting to look more than likely this will be like a scaling triangle. Okay, so I'm going to connect the 3 vertices to create the triangle. This one's going to be a little difficult because it's not quite a little bit longer than the 6 inches, so let's see. Alright, so that looks a little bit off. I'm trying to be a perfectionist, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and label these vertices C, A, T. And now in order to create a bisector, or, well, you're asked to find the midpoint. So if we want to find the midpoint, that means that we want to find the very middle of the line segment for each of the 3 sides. So one way to do that is by constructing a bisector. So you can find, essentially you're finding the line that would be parallel, I'm sorry, not parallel, perpendicular. And let me pull this down to see if maybe we can see it better for when I can do my construction with the compass. Okay, so I put my compass on one of the vertices, and I'm going to create one of the little arcs over here, and then I'm going to create one at the bottom of the page, and then I'm going to come over to the other vertices. So I'm starting with the line segment CT, and I'm going to create a little intersection that we see. So what we would do here is these points right here, if I were to connect these, it would create a line that goes through CT and it creates a 90-degree angle. And that's actually going to allow you to find the midpoint. Now I wish I had a bigger ruler, like an actual 12-inch ruler. That's okay, I'm gonna eyeball it. So if I were to create this whole line right here going down like this, and I'm just doing it lightly because really we don't need the entire line. If I'm just asked to find the midpoint, I'm just finding the point right here. So on the other ones, I'm not, so when I do CA and AT, I'm not going to actually find the center right there. Like, I'm not going to actually draw the entire line. I'm just going to put the dot in the center. So that was the first one, and I have 2 more that I want to do. So I'm going to rotate my paper to do it for CA. So I'm going to do it the same way. It doesn't need to be as big. Okay. So we're creating this, and we're using our compass as a tool, so it's cool. That rhymed. All right, so here we go. And again, I said I'm not going to draw the line this time. just because I don't want it to be too busy. But if we were to draw the line, it would create that 90-degree angle because it would be perpendicular. So here's my midpoint of CA. Now let's look at AT. So we're going to find the midpoint. So you're putting your compass at the vertice. And I'm going to create this arc. Okay, and then I put my compass on the A vertice. Okay, so I see I have the intersections right here, so I'm going to figure out where the midpoint is by looking at that. Okay, so it looks like our midpoint is about right there. Alright, so I'm going to label as, let's call this, let's see, I'm trying to think of a, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's do X, Y, Z. Okay, so I'm going to connect these because the third step is to connect those three midpoints in order to create a triangle in the center. So I'm going to connect these right here. Now again, remember that your triangle might look a little bit different than mine. And I'm going to go ahead and erase the line that I drew right here because it's a little bit too busy for me to have to look at. And that way we can really see the three triangles. Actually, there's 4. Well, technically, technically there's 5. But now we can see the triangles a little bit better. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th triangle is really the original one that we're starting out with. So that's our triangle. Now, you would answer the 3 questions, A, B, C. So how many triangles do we see? I kind of already discussed that. And what relationship do you think these triangles have with each other? So I'm going to stop the video there, and hopefully that helped you to get an idea of how you're creating the triangle.